Ah. If it is one thing that you learn later in life, let it be this. Let it be this one thing. Everything seen as successful belongs to a system. Everything seen as successful belongs to a system. A systematic way of organizing. A systematic way of organization. There is no longevity without systems. People hate successful people based on what they do not know how to stabilize within themselves. The truth is always censored for some skewed reason. You need to use truth in your favor and not become a soda can. When you're water, whoever becomes soda loses. When you're shaken up, you pop. When you're shaken up, you explode. When the water shakes, it restores its natural state. When the water shakes, it can go any which way and then restore its normal state. You are the key. You're giving it to a sport. You're giving it to a girlfriend or boyfriend. As far as you are distracted, you are being approved or seeking it. And this is simply not the way. You need to develop a systematic way or approach on your life to create real change. To become naturally integrated with a purpose, you are taught to neglect the spirit of this said approach and give it, provide it, just donate it to your school or whoever's closest to you, which are like-minded individuals. So in order to fit in, you must devote yourself to school spirit, which is again, away from yourself. Give it to a girlfriend, a sport, extracurricular thing, an instrument. Whatever it is, you're seeking approval away from yourself. This is distraction. You need alignment, you need traction, because no train travels without tracks, okay? This is a spiritual journey, a spiritual, all aboard, wherever you got the ticket from, it needs to lead you back to yourself, your sense of self. And if you ask about these said categories, you're a hater. Or you're questioning the education system. You're not educated enough to be asking these questions. Where's your degree to ask this question? To oppose normacy. You're a degenerate or a punk. To these people in question, you are challenging education itself. Knowledge is not education to these people. You either choose wisdom or a program, and that choice is on you. You either fit the mold or lose forever. Either you choose to fit a mold, a caste setting, a program, or you lose forever. They're telling this shit to children. You gotta understand. You must understand. At this malleable age, you are a child. You haven't yet experienced the ins and outs of life, the ups and downs on how to actually arrive at success, which takes failures, mistakes, detours. But they just want you off track from acknowledging your inner wisdom, your inner light. This is where your journey truly begins. They want to convince you, rush or die. What really happens when you take your time with nature? You smell the flowers. You find yourself. You find yourself, God forbid. You fail unless serving their agenda. When they do not even care about the outcome if it's not income for them. So, all in all, you're really joining a factory setting to become a program. In order to break this program, you must choose yourself. You must choose yourself or be programmed. And I know stepping away from the crowd, you become a target, you become highlighted, you become the odd one out. But understand this, you're not alone. You're not alone in this process. You have to take a chance on faith, on the other dimensions holding up the fabric of this exact universe. There are 11 dimensions and we are operating in 1, 2, 3, and some access the fourth. You still have 7 dimensions that you can lean on in ultimate and true faith. There's still 11 dimensions that in true faith you can lean on and let go. But nobody accesses this information. They want you convinced that you will fail unless you're serving their agenda. But there is already a map placed within you that you must find for yourself. And this already has your X marks the spot, your treasure. Everything you want is already placed in this map. In this map. Alright, so fortune favors the bold, bro. Fortune favors the bold, sis. Take a chance on yourself. This is where you get your wings from, is choosing yourself. Your uniqueness, your alien energy that no one has ever experienced, because there's only one you. I need you to stop trying to fit into the herd. Once you become the shepherd of the sheep and step away as the black sheep, whatever unique identity you want to call yourself, this is the start of your journey, bro. Real shit. And only a few will see in you what they refuse to endure themselves. So this creates envy, jealousy, of course. It's because you're doing the groundwork, the footwork, that whoever you're engaged with, whoever you're trying to convince, is simply not willing to do. So you have to take pride in that. You know what I'm saying? Buy yourself a damn cupcake if you're on this journey, because it's not for the weak or the meek or the, you know, it's not for the weak or the meek. It's for those who have faith in the unseen, which holds up everything we experience. Nothing changes without risk. The risk on being yourself, freeing yourself at all costs, freeing yourself. Nothing changes until you change, until you make a change. Freeing yourself at all costs, taking the risk, betting on yourself. People hate winners based on the emotions they could never stabilize and center within themselves. You must understand this if you want to evolve and make it to a new chapter in your life. Real change comes from real acknowledgement, real awareness. Alright? This is just real shit I'm trying to share with you, because I come from the ground bottom. I come from bottom of the barrel. Count it out. I was never chosen last, but I was always envied first. The jealousy. So people withhold energy that can help you grow. And this is when people withhold energies that can assist in your evolution, that can really help you evolve and become a better version of who you're designed to be. People don't want to face evolution, people evolving in front of their face, if they're not doing the steps, taking the necessary action. You understand? So people hate winners based on the emotions they were never able to stabilize within themselves. Discipline, courage, bravery, being able to actually put into momentum, doing the things that are not as easy accessible. This is what will unlock the doors that you think are just padlocked, not meant for you to experience, because, oh, woe is you. You have all this bags on your shoulders. That's not it, bruh. You just have to shift your degree of vision. Change how you see things, and your entire reality will shift. Cast your net to this side of the water, and you'll have a different experience and outcome. Real shit. Modern grade school is a rush against yourself. Modern grade school is a race against your own self-enlightenment. They want weights on your shoulders so that you have more things to attach to. When the ultimate wisdom comes from detachment, letting go. And until you realize the light within yourself, you're just simply playing a game. You're going along with the motions of what you've been told. Until you find the light and realize it's a game and you exit the circus. When you realize it's all simply a game, you stop playing. And when you stop playing, you can't lose. You cannot lose a game that you don't partake in. And it's that simple. Go within yourself. All the games are within you. You are the filter. You're the interface of which all things you experience. So if you're able to tune how you sound like a guitar, fine-tune yourself to experience the sound resonance, the cymatics of your experiences, it's checkmate. You win the game. You barely have to move. And that's what I'm trying to emphasize right now is that you are all you need. You're all the chess pieces. And it's not only until you join the circus where they pretend that you're family in the public. They will pretend you're family in public. Yeah, validation, confirmation. Give you whatever it is you're looking for and hate you in private. And behind the scenes, when the curtains close, that's when they get to hating on you. When the curtains close, their true faces show. Most people are, humans come with many different emotions and fluctuating feelings. So of course, when you turn your back, people are going to have different feelings about you if they're not upfront with you. And that's something you must gauge for yourself and develop that discernment on what qualities you're welcoming into your circle, your aura, your energetic field, and what you will no longer tolerate. It comes a point where there is a deadline, a cut, you know what I'm saying? Sports, did you make the cut? You have to put people through the same preliminary period as well if you want to better your life, bro, if you want to evolve and truly become a better version of who you already are. You just gotta brush the dirt off your shoulders. If people are not recognizing real player activities, you gotta move around, change your environment, shift your locations. So people will treat you like this in public, giddy up with you, and then behind closed doors, whole 360. They wanna put on a whole mask or just take it off. You gotta understand this and develop a sense of discernment about your engagements. And if someone is so caught up in the programmed system of doing things and reaching an outcome, since these sellouts never felt acceptance, they just go along with the program. You know, don't let that be you. Do not let that be you, just going along with the flow. Step away and choose your own identity. Choose yourself. That way you can attract what's meant for you through an authentic, energetic impression. Not just a programmed way of experiencing things. You want an organic, a real, authentic sense of groundwork. You see what I'm trying to say? A foundation, a base level that is true to you. So you don't just morph and twist and contort yourself to fit an agenda that was never designed for you to prosper. It comes a time, bruh, where enough is enough. And the systematic way that has you placed, just dropped into a way of doing things, no longer suitable for your destiny. All right? Real shit, it's time to wake up. Real shit, it's time to wake up, bro. Because the old ways of doing things is not for your best outcome. All that glitters is not gold. And following along someone's blueprint, their treasure map, is not going to lead you to your best outcome based on what they think is the treasure. You gotta go within. Like I said, the X marks the spot. You must follow your heart. That's the compass. That's the real compass. Follow your heart. You'll understand, you'll feel it out when things are right. And don't just be flooded up with dopamine and so overfilled, you know, following trends and things that are pleasurable in the moment. You gotta see down the road and map out a plan for yourself. Because those who do not plan to fail. And don't just plan so far down the road. Tomorrow is good enough. Day by day, these bricks will amount to whatever castle you are house shopping. Whatever real estate you want, you build it brick by brick. Don't trade 15 minutes of fame for the process of truly becoming yourself. That is the real loss. That's when they say selling your soul. The search for self-identity is the ultimate key. Self-struggle, going through the growing pains of self-discovery, unlocks all doors. Self-discovery. And this comes through growing pains. It's not easy facing new things opening new doors that are uncharted. The unknown is the most terrifying thing to man. What you don't know, you fear. Fear comes with discomfort and all the things that you don't even have to be truly feeling for real, because it's not real. What's real is the process you take to filter out these emotions and feelings and understand that your sense of self always comes from within, not the attachments and third-party validations and confirmations. It all comes from within you. That's your treasure map, that's your X. The X marks the spot within. I need you to know this. Hollywood is just a shortcut to short circuit or detour. You're not going to find anything in Hollywood worthwhile, worth the long run. Hollywood is just chasing your tail until it's no longer fun. You're trading 15 minutes of fame for a lack of identity, a lack of truth. It's like you chase your tail until it's no longer fun, or you hit the wall and burn out. You know, it's either one. But understand, you are in a box. And those four corners, you can only hit them so many times until you realize, hey, there's an outside world to this. There's something I'm meant to experience that is greater than this little ass box or cubicle that I've been told is my destiny. That I've been told is all I'm built for. You reach a day, bro, it comes a point in time and realize, yes, you may feel like a small piece of the puzzle, but you are a piece, and without you, it is not complete. And that itself is something that you should take great value in. All right, real shit. All that glitters is not gold. All the real gold is within. All the fool's gold and pyrite, all the glitter, glitz, and glam is what comes through your perception. It's not reality. It's what you perceive. Visibility is a trap. It's only a piece of what the lesson is in entirety, if that makes sense. People who can't love themselves fall into the quicksand category of seeking approval. You won't need approval if you're good, if you know who you are. And that's the key. You don't have to be chasing all these skeleton keys through just going through all these detours and swamps, seeking who you already are. Do it through spirit without the requirement of the skeleton keys. Do it through spirit. This is how you unlock and open all the doors you're seeking. Chance life on yourself with nature. That process is the reward. The steps you take, the journey, the median from you and your goals is the reward, because it conditions you to sustain the result. And it's ultimately who you become along the way. The journey is the reward. That's why it's one step at a time, and you don't just fly there or zip there or teleport. It's the journey. It's the scenic route where you truly take in the value of what you're perceiving and how you develop this perception along the way. Real shit. So pain and self-discovery equals purpose and belonging to a bigger picture. I think I've said enough. Seek within, fan the flame, fan the spark if that's all you have. Do what you love to do. God will pick up your missing pieces and fill in your blanks. You know, you're not alone, bro. You are not alone in this thing. Never. You're always accompanied by entities, angels, angles of light that want to see you win and prosper and come out on the other side with everything it is that you expect for yourself. And you cannot get or achieve things that you cannot envision. That's why it takes a peaceful, still mind. You have to take a step away from what you're used to. Break the paradigm, shift how you see things, and God will accompany you along the way. All right? Real influence is shining your uniqueness. being yourself, being unique. We are all born free. So how are you going to live your life? Hopefully you inspire others through your unique identity, because you're the alien. We're all looking for the UFOs and stuff. Being yourself makes you the alien. Choosing yourself sets you apart. And that's the road less traveled. That's where all the gold is, bruh. That's where Scrooge McDuck wish he could be. It's because you choose yourself. And it's not from an arrogant standpoint. Once again, you have angels in higher realms who want to see you prosper, not be an arrogant jackass. So make progress daily, and you are in alignment as long as you're making progress, seeking a lighter sense of self. As long as you're seeking a lighter sense of self daily, making that progress daily, you're on the right track. Don't let nobody tell you or steer you opposite in the other direction. Don't let nobody tell you different. All right? Peace, love, light, and war too. Growing pains.